Good morning. I'm making another one of these just woke up like this videos. And the reason why I do this, I don't do myself up, is because I need to make these videos while everybody else is asleep. So woke up and just thinking about yesterday, I had hired a housekeeper and for the first time in a long time. I just wanted some extra help, needed some extra help to get back on top of the ball. And I was reminded through getting to know this person, talking to her, that, I've been in this fortunate situation for a long time now. Like, we not only own a very beautiful, very nice house, but we also own a second very beautiful, very nice house that's waterfront. We have like 1.5 million in real estate right now, which I think is a lot to most people, and especially at a very young age that we are. And just, I get to be a stay-at-home mom as well, and just never worry about, or almost never worry about financial things. And, it's just, other people are struggling, with their kids not having having to go to daycare or not having healthy food and like all these things. And I just wanted to point out that I was in a similar situation to this woman about 7 years ago. Her husband just recently lost his job, and several months ago she had lost her job, and they've been struggling to get employment since then, and that's why she needed a housekeeping job. And so it's just, so I decided to pick her because she mentioned that when I was looking for somebody that they're struggling in that way. And it's just interesting because I think she was here yesterday and she was almost in tears several times while she was here. She kept saying, I wish I had this for my baby. I wish and it's interesting because it was only 7 years ago that we were in a similar situation where both of us were kind of struggling to get into our careers, and hadn't really hit it with getting those high paying jobs that we had been going for. And even though we had done all the right things and we didn't make any big mistakes, it just wasn't paying off yet. And then eventually we both hit it around the same time, within about a year or 18 months of each other. And then we, since then we've just continued to live really frugally and, living well below our means and investing well. And we've continued to do that. And meanwhile, we've been having babies. So now that lady, her oldest is still just a baby, less than 2 years old. My oldest is 5.5. So I just tried to give her a lot of encouragement yesterday because, it's a lot can change in 5 years. And I think so many people around me are struggling. Like, people in my age group, we had to go through a lot of struggles with employment and the affordability of living. And especially, I live near Seattle. So, the cost of living here is some of the highest in the world. And, not the highest, but close. And so I just wanted to, hopefully give somebody some encouragement, because I think John and I are in the top probably 1% for our age. But if you look around, just even it's everybody that I know. I mean, 99%, 9 out of 10 people out there are, I think, just kind of getting by. And and some people aren't getting by. A lot of people aren't getting by. I mean, or they're getting by with, you know, some like public assistance and things or whatever. Like, I don't know how they do it, honestly. And, but I just wanted to give encouragement because I know when I was in that situation where I'm simply not in control of whether I could get a good job or not for a very long time, even though I had a bachelor's degree, and I have no idea why I struggled so much getting a job back then, but it was for a very long time. And I think everybody else was struggling too. Everybody I looked around, you know, everybody who I went to college with, and we all had bachelor's degrees. A lot of them were just working like kind of high school jobs for a long time and working multiple jobs for a long time. We did that for years. And now, you know, we kind of aged to a point where we're like, well, if we want to ever have a family, we need to do it kind of now or never. And it was like, are we completely financially ready? John and I were, okay? But other people, basically everyone else that I know, no, they weren't ready, but also their window of opportunity to ever have a family was closing. And so they kind of had to jump, take the leap, even if they weren't completely ready. And just, you know, I want people who aren't millennials to please have compassion on millennials. Like, there's a reason we don't buy houses, and there's a reason that we don't have kids, because it hasn't really been doable for us. And, you know, just for those of you who are millennials who are struggling, like, a lot can change in just 5 years. And the bottom 3% of people who are really poor, those people aren't the same forever. You know, if you're in that situation where you and your partner like are struggling with employment, you're not going to be there forever. That bottom 3 changes, you know, and you know, who people have ups and downs in life, and yeah, just really a lot has changed for us in just 7 years. So I hope that is encouraging. And you know, she's really sad because she keeps saying, I wish I had this for my baby, I wish I had this for my baby. And she doesn't know that with my first baby, we were kind of in a similar situation where we lived in like 800 square feet. And from what she described, it's kind of a similar situation, you know, what we had with our first child. But, you know, we were qualified and looking for a house at the time, so it's a little bit different. Like, we weren't, you know, but I mean, not much different. So she doesn't know that, and I wish I would have told her. I tried to tell her that, you know, yes, I have this for my current baby, but I didn't have it for my first one. You know, a lot can change in a few years. So, okay, I hope you find that encouraging, and have a great day. Bye.